All right, guys. So we're live on YouTube now. So let me share my screen so we get started. All right, guys. So we're live on YouTube now. So let me share my screen so we get started. So last time we were able to create a form like this. Do we remember? Please let me know. Give me a yes or a no. So we created this form and we were able to send a customized email to the people that wanted to do that. So um, well done, well done. Let's do this. And I'm going to be showing us something at the end of this class so that you'll be able to go get it as well, okay? Okay, so today this is what we're going to do. We're going to create a form. We create the form. We we send an email, for example, and then we save that form in a database. Oh, sorry, we save that form, let's say in Google Sheet. We'll save it in Google Sheet, okay? We'll save it in Google Sheet so that we can be able to have access to that particular data. All right, so we save it in Google Sheet so that we can be able to have access to that particular data. I'll say that again. We'll save it in Google Sheet so that we'll be able to, all right. So let's just, all right. So, okay. Okay, so let's get on with our section today. So I'm gonna go back. Okay, I'm gonna go back to this guy to load in. So let's see. How many of us tried creating the form and was able to send a customized email? Give me a yes in the chat box. Let's see. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, so let me just record this section. So in case they bring it down, we can have the recording. Okay. All right, so let's proceed. So we created this form. We went to the on form. We went to the on form and we said we were going to do onboarding. We provided the description and we went ahead to create the elements. We had first name. First name, the element type is input. All right. We also did for last name. The element type was text input because what people will fill in when they are giving us their names will be a text. So we did the same thing for phone number. We did the same thing for phone number. We use element type as text. We explained why we did not use a number. For gender, we used a drop down and we filled in genders. For age, we use number. For city, we use a radio button and all. All right. So once we were done, we executed this step and we made progress. Now, one of the things we're going to do today is that we want to be able to ensure that this guy can actually, this guy can be able to fill up on a Google Sheet. Okay, so before we do that, let me execute this one more time. Let me execute this one more time. So let me share. Let me share. Let me share that again. So when we execute, we normally get something like this. If you remember, we get something like this, so we can fill it up as we use Machi. We're using Machi right there. So let's say we do Machi Uchendu, just as an example. But let me use my email address. Okay, so a phone number. So we put a phone number right there. Say gender, they say male, they say age, we say 18, for example. And then they say city, I say where. And we'll click on register, right? So they show us that form submitted. Form submitted. And so I can close it. So once I close that, if I go back, so if I go back here, So once you execute it, look at the left-hand side now. You see that the left-hand side is showing all those results that I have. I showed you about the schema. If I click on schema, still on the left-hand side, it displays it like this, which is a whole lot better. All right, so I can decide to pin that value. This data is pinned for test execution. So it pins that value so that I can be using it as I test. So now the next thing I'm going to add, we added this email. Let me quickly look at that. We added this email, and because we're sending, we selected send, and we said for to, instead of typing an email, we just drag that particular email address and put here. All right, we drag that particular email address and put here. And our subject, remember the first thing we started with was a manual trigger for email. So this is not new. So we say hello first name. So we drag the first name variable, which is this by the left-hand side. We'll drag it to this place so that whoever fills it, it will be able to pick out the first name and then do all of that. Now, sorry. So let me just execute that. So, okay, good. So it went smoothly. Okay. So one of the things we're going to do now is to actually add that. But before we do that, I want us to be able to let's go to sheets.google.com. Sheets.google.com. Please listen carefully, especially if you find out that I think Sheets has an app, so you can actually use it in your phone as well. So Sheet is like Excel. Google Sheet is like Excel. Please confirm in the chat box that you can hear me. Okay. Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Nathan. Melissa, thank you. Lady J. Onogan, thank you. Barry Biffy, well done. Okay. All right. Yeah, Esther, well done. Loud and clear. Thank you, Solomon. Okay. Moscow Digital, happy to see you here. Please, those of you on YouTube, I see you. Well done. Okay. So I said Google Sheet is like Excel, for those of you that know Excel. So we want to be able to put these guys. So what we're going to do first is this is how the sheet looks like. I want to label here. Let's call it, I can't remember what we call that guy, but let's call it register. Let's call it register. So that's the title of this stuff. Please take note of everything we're doing. I'm calling it register here. I'm calling it register here, and so I'm calling it register there, and so what we're going to do here is to name those variables we had in that form. Okay, thank you. Solomon said we should call it onboarding since that's what we used. Thank you so much, Solomon. So let me change it to onboarding. So I've named it to onboarding. So let's do this. Please give me those variables we used. I think we had first name. First name. So I'm going to do this like an amateur. Else there is a way I would have named my variable. I would have used underscore to name them, but I'm just gonna, so last name. Please remind me, first name, last name, what was the next thing in that form? Oh, let me see. First name, last name, email address, phone number, and gender. First name, last name, email address, phone number, and gender. The next one is gender right here. And then, what else do we got? We have age and city. So we have age and city, all right? So you have this. Now, if you come down here, for those of you that have used Excel, you will know that down here, you're very much aware that we can have different worksheets here. So let's name this worksheet register. Okay, I'm using it that way so that we could remember when we're using them. So we've set up this Excel. This is what we want. What we want to do is that when people fill that form, they are going to get an email, and whatever data they filled in should come and stay inside here. That's what we want to do. Do you understand? So people will fill the form. Whatever they want to do should come and stay inside here. I'll say that again. People fill the form, we come here, and then we pick up, we'll see what they filled in. They've already received their emails, okay? So let's go back. Please take note. So it's Google Sheet, so you don't have to save. It saves automatically as long as you're online, all right? And I'm using a free version as well. So that's why you can see upgrade here. So that's why I said I created this account so that most of the tools we're using is free. So you see real life, but I told you that don't have the mindset of, oh, everything is supposed to be free. Always think of how can I afford it so that I can, explore more things that I need. But this is enough for you to learn and get started. So let's go back to our work, guys. So I will come here. I will come to this node now and add plus. So I'm looking for Google Sheets. Either you search for Sheets, SH, all right, you will see Google Sheet, or you just search for Google Sheet directly. Are we together so far? Are we together, class? Are we together? Okay. Okay. So you select this, you select what you're seeing here. Once you select Google Sheets, so there are tons of options. All right. And you have to reason what we want to do. Remember that in this case, we want to be able to put in data. When people finish filling a form, we want to put in, and that's what we mean by append a row. Okay, so we can actually append a row in the sheet. So that's why I'm going to select that option, append row. Okay, so look at that. I selected the append row. Okay, should I explain that path again? Okay, Kenneth said yes. So, okay, I will everyone. So let me delete it. So we're here. We want to now add, remember what we said, remember what I told us in previous classes? that you want to be able to ensure that you're very clear what you want to do. You've written the flow, you're very clear. Therefore, here we say, okay, submit the form. We'll send you an email automatically, but we also want to collect your data and store somewhere in a Google Sheet. So that's what we're doing now. Now we want to add the Google Sheet. And I said, just come here and search for Google Sheets or search for Sheets. It will still come out, anyone you like. Once this is Google Sheet now, this is Google Sheets. So you can you click on it and you have different options, okay? And why do I want to use the one I want to use is because if you look at this one, I'm not necessarily creating a spreadsheet. I've already gone to create a spreadsheet, really. I'm not deleting a spreadsheet. What I'm doing is that I'm appending row. That is, you know what row? Row is the horizontal, vertical is called column. Row is the horizontal. So let me go back here. Can you see my Google Sheet, everyone? Can you see my Google Sheet? Yeah. So these ones are called rows. The horizontal like this as I'm going, they are called rows, all right? While like this, where you have A, B, C, they are called vertical. So they are called columns rather. The vertical, they are called columns. Why this is called rows? So think about it. You know that what we want to do is that we want to come here and each of the persons that fill the form, their data will enter here. All right. So if Gloria fills in, she will have Gloria Egu, her email address, phone number, gender, age, and city. All right. When Karinade fills in, she will have it here: first name, last name, email address, phone number, blah blah blah. All right. If Ruthie fills, it's the same thing. If Chichi Jeremiah fills in, that's it. So it means that we're actually trying to append a row, all right? We're actually trying to append a row. So we select append row. We select append row. So just like we did previously, let's go through everything you have here gently. Gently. We're just going to be doing it gently. Okay. So, sorry. Just 1 minute, please. Okay. So, by the way, I want you to look at two things. Please listen carefully. Look at two things. Look at two things. So, if you look on the left-hand side, I have two things here. Send message because, well, let me show you. Let me show you. If you watch here, we have this form and we have send message. And this is where our Google Sheet is. So it looks as if we're taking from here, right? But that's not how it works. If we come back here, you can see the send email. But if you also look down here, you can see on form submission. Okay? So you can see both of them. So you would, while we're working on it, you will see. So you'll be wondering, oh, are we not supposed to take the data from the form, but we joined it to email? Oh, thank you so much, Akpan Jesue. Of course, I'm using Chrome. So as long as you're using Chrome signed in, if you open Google Sheet on that your Chrome, you don't need to sign in again. Google Sheet is owned by Google. So as long as you're signed in with your Gmail on your Chrome, it's automatically signed in for you, okay? So you don't need to go and create a different account. Just sign in with your Google account. So guys, let's proceed. So our credentials is Google Sheet, of course. We've set up our credentials before. Now, resources, you will say sheet within documents. Remember, when we created this Google Sheet, I told you there are different worksheets. That's why this one is called register. So for this particular document, we're working on this register worksheet, okay? So that's what they're asking you here. Are you working on a document or a sheet within the document? So we say sheet within the document. And what are we doing? We are appending a row, okay? We are appending a row. Now, pay attention. They said from list. So if you select here, once you come here, all the worksheets you have, all the worksheets that you, all the workbook, all the Google Sheets you've created will pop up here. And you select that particular one you're working on. Remember, Solomon asked us to rename our own to onboarding, and that's what we did. So I will select onboarding. And once you select onboarding, that's the document. Then what's the sheet? Remember, we named this our sheet here. Let me show you. We named it register, but let me name another one. Even if we're not going to use this, I want to name another one. Let me call it attendance. Okay, we're not using it, but I just want to show you so that you appreciate what's going on. So let's call that one attendance. Let's call this other one account. So let me see if you're following. Like this now, how many worksheets do we have on this document? Let me see if you're following. 3. Thank you. Joel Tambari says 3. Let's see if another person got it. Okay, thank you. Amazing. Amazing. Yeah, you're there. You guys are there. You guys are there. Good. So we have 3 of them. So this is account. I'm in account now. I go to attendance down here, and then I go to register down here. So register is the one we worked on. So let me go back to what we're working on. Okay. So let me just select onboarding again. So I've selected onboarding. All right. So they say, what's the sheet I want to work on that onboarding document? So when I come here, you will see all those worksheets we just created now. All those worksheets we created in Google Sheet, you will see them here. So remember, the one we're working with is register. So I will select register. And once you select register, it will start doing what we call mapping. Mapping is one of the most powerful things that you have to do. So you map each column. All right. So we map each column manually. You can map it automatically if it can be able to detect incoming data that matches that column in Google Sheets. So, but you map manually. All right. So now we want to map manually. Listen carefully. So all these things you're seeing now were all these variables we created here. This first name, blah, blah, blah. That's what is showing here now, because we selected this sheet here as register. We selected this here as register. So that's what you're seeing down here like this. And take note, please listen, listen. You know that this is our form. This is our input, our form. Look at it, first name, first name. But let me shock you. It is not compulsory that the way I name the variable, in my form, here in my N and N, is also how I must name it in Google Sheet. No. The only thing is, that's why mapping is important. For example, this one I called first name. I could have saved it as F name. This one I call last name. I would have saved it as L name in that Google Sheet. What matters is this mapping. Because it's you now that will tell it that this one should be here, the other one should be here. So all we're going to do is drag them. So we simply say, just like we did in last class, we will drag first name and put inside first name. All right. We'll drag first name and put inside first name. We'll drag last name and put inside last name. Okay. We move email address into email address. This is age. We move age into age. We move gender into gender. We move phone number into phone number. Then, of course, we move city into city. Now, you notice that our form, gives us when we submit, when it's submitted and all of that. So if we like, on that Google Sheet, you can create, your input side is empty favor because you probably did not execute if you did not execute the form, you have to go and execute your form and all, and if possible, then pin it. I showed you. So I pinned my own result so that I can use it to test. But just hold on, let's finish this. So of course, as usual, I'll come to option and see if there is anything I need to, well, I don't want to minimize API calls. Let me see, okay. So now I'm done with this, okay? So let me execute step. Oh God, I wanted to get a particular error so that I will show you something, but it's fine. So you can see it executed successfully. Okay, it executed successfully. So let me go here. Let me go back here. Let me go back to my Google Sheet. Are we ready? Are we together? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Job Tambari. Thank you. Okay, Chichi, thank you. All right. Jennifer, you said no. What's the challenge? Please type what your challenge is so we can proceed, please. Lost where? You can't say you're lost. At what point are you lost? What's the challenge? I did not add option. I did not. I just went straight and executed. I did not add any option. Yours is same problem in node. That means you did not connect your node properly. But just hold on. You did not connect your node properly. So guys, look at it. Let me go to my Google Sheet. So look at my Google Sheet. So everything we filled up in that form is here now. Everything we filled up in that form is here now. All right, everything we filled up there is right here. So if we go back here, so if I close this, look at it. This is now how my this thing looks like. Sorry. So you can actually play around these guys, yeah. So Etidara, yes, now that's obvious. There's no how it can be captured. So look at that. Look at that. So that's the beauty of what you have right there. Okay, that's the beauty of what you have right there. Executions here shows you, somebody said I should click this button. Look at it, it shows you all the things you've executed. I just executed couple of whatever ago. Okay. All right. So please, our class tomorrow, we're already in our finishing day, so permit me to stretch us a little. So Queen, please take note. Our class tomorrow starts at 6:40. So presentation, okay. All right. So let me show us something. So Queen, please, 6:40 tomorrow. Everyone take note. Class have started so that we can finish up our presentation on time and get back to class. But what we want to do tomorrow, we can't cut it half. What we're doing tomorrow is very sensitive. So we can't cut it half. And we all have AI, we all have OpenAI account. So I'm going to describe something. So it's either I will cut the YouTube. If I cut the YouTube, those watching on YouTube will miss out. So it's something very sensitive. So okay, I think I can show you. Yeah. So please, but before we do that, let me show you something real quick. Let's continue. So now let's leave this. So if you come to your overview, guys, if you come to overview, you're going to see something like this. So you see all the workflows we created. You see all the workflows here. You see all the workflows here. So you see all the workflows there. Okay. Okay. So of course, these are like agents. You can create agents and all of that. These are credentials. These are the credentials we created. Basically, our email and this Google Sheet, our Gmail and this Google Sheet did today. These are your executions. Each time you click execution, you can see that. Now, these are variables, okay? I will explain variables tomorrow. What I want to explain to us today is data tables. Now, these data tables is just like what you just did with Google Sheet. Please listen carefully. Listen carefully. So if you look up here, you will see create data table. Please, if you can see it at the top right corner, look at it there. I think that's what people call that orange button or something. Can you see it? Give me a yes, please. Okay, so when you click on create table, they will ask you what is the data table. So enter the data table name, what we want this table to bear. So just like we did for Google Sheet, we can call it onboarding. Okay, we can call it onboarding. And we're building from scratch. So we're not importing CSV. We're not importing like an Excel file. We're building a data table from scratch. So I click on create. So when you click on create, please listen or listen so you don't say you're lost. When you click on create, you will have this stuff like this. But one of the things you need to immediately add, which is very important, is start adding are your columns. So you click on this add column. When you click on add column, remember the first column we had there was first name, all right? So let me give it first name. And now you will see that it's showing invalid column name. So remember when we were doing the worksheet, I told you that I was naming the variable like an amateur so that we can follow, because Google Sheet can give me that privilege. But here we have to stick to the rules. When naming a column, you can only use one word. That is, it can be a single word like this. If I make it like this, it's not giving error anymore. Or at most, you use an underscore. You use an underscore. What will happen if I use hyphen? Hyphen will give you error. So the only acceptable special character you can use is underscore. The only acceptable special character you can use is underscore. If you don't want to use underscore, leave it as one word. And now, if you come here, you will see normally there are actually three major data types. The first name we're collecting, remember that is a text. So anything that will be a text or special character and all of those, we call them strings. So that's the type. You say string. But assuming, okay, as we proceed, I will explain further. So first name is string, so we say add column. So you can see it here now, first name column. All right. Then we add another column, which we called last name. And remember that will also be letters, text. So it's also string. So we add it. The next one we need to add there is our email address, I guess. So I do underscore and then I close this. Now, please, can you confirm, please confirm your following, please. So I've added 3 columns. So I've added 3 columns now. So I'll add the next one, which is phone number. So phone number. So phone number, of course, we're going to leave it as string. So we don't encounter that situation. Then what's the next thing? I think we have what's the next thing after phone number now? Is it age or gender? Yeah, gender. Gender is also string. Then we have age. So for age now, we'll change the type to number. We'll change the type to number for age, and then The final thing there is sitting. So you can see. So you can see. All right. So I have this table created, just like you had it in Excel. So you can see first name, last name, blah, 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 and all of that. Okay. Very, very important concept that you cannot play around with. Okay. 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 All right. So now you see all your columns, all the columns we created, first name, last name, email address, and all, right? Now, one of the things that happens is, so let me go back. Let me go back now. Uh, so look at it. If I come to data tables, look at it. There is a table now called onboarding with 8 columns. Okay. Look at it here with 8 columns. So if I go to my workflows, this is the last workflow, and I open it up. So look at what I want to do. I just want to explain something to you. If, for example, yeah, we want to add that data table, and I come to this node and click on it, and I search for data. So you can see data table here. So when I select this data table, you can see. So just like we did for what I keep telling you, that you don't have to panic. All you have to do is know what you want to do. You know the option. The other one, we use append rows because we say, okay, we're going to be adding values, rows. What do you think we will select for this data table among these options now? What do you think will be the right option to select here? Thank you. Onyekale, thank you. Insert rows. Lady J, thank you. Insert rows. Thank you. Abam Peace, thank you. Kenneth, well done. Ngozi, thank you so much. Yeah. So that's it. So if you select insert rows, look at what is showing you. What's the resource? The resource definitely, you can see what's the operation? Insert, that's what we want to do. Now, data table, we choose. Look at that data table here, onboarding, that's what we called it. And we're mapping each of them manually. So look at it, you see how we named it. That's what is shown here, that's all. We just repeat exactly what we did for Google Sheet, all right? And we drag each of them. And remember, what we want to use is the form. So that's why in our input, on our input, we'll come and select the form section. That's the form. And we can now drag first name and put here just like that and all of that, okay? Sorry. So drag first name, put there, drag the next one just like that, and blah, blah, blah. until we get what we're looking for. Now, one thing I want you to know is that when we're using Google Sheets, it's external. Okay, that storage is external, but when you're using data table, it's still within the N8N. So you have your data stored within. That's what it means. Okay, so it's like N8N's own structured storage. Okay, so we must understand that there are different places data can be saved. Google Sheets, Airtable, Notion, SQL databases, Supabase, for those of you that are developers, data tables and all of those. That's the next thing we're going to do. So what we're going to do tomorrow will be, we're going to get a form, we'll get to somewhere, get to data table, and get to email. But this is what I want to show us before you run off. So just help me, go and practice how to create a data table. Go and practice how to create a data table, very important. Go and practice how to create a data table. So everyone, you will help me go to go to platform, go to platform.openai.com. Go to platform.openai.com. All right. Christopher, this section is on YouTube now. Go and check it out. So go to, and then sign in. I have my ChatGPT here, so I just sign in with Google already. So please listen carefully. So once you do this, this opens, you sign up. Please, let me see how many of us got it. Which website did I say we should go to? Which website did I say we should go to? Aha, thank you. Thank you. Fine people. Thank you. Chris Nelson, you are forgetting to add .com. Oh. Daniel Joseph, you can't add .com again. You're just saying platform.openai. Okay. So once you do that, you come here, you see a whole lot of things, but click on API keys. Click on API keys. Click on API keys. And when you click on API keys, you click on create new secret key. You create new secret key, then put in the name, put in your name. You can just say, let's say it's Gloria. So Gloria can just say Gloria key or Gloria key 1. Okay. You do that, and then you click on create secret key. Okay, you do that and you click on create secret key. Okay, so let's say, let me call this class key 1. All right, so class key 1, I click on create secret key. It will create a secret key for me. Look at it here, and I can copy it. It's usually very long. I can copy it and use it to do what I want. So you copy it, go and paste it somewhere. You can copy it, paste it in your Excel, paste it in your WhatsApp, just keep it somewhere. Just paste it anywhere you can have it, or better still, you can leave it. When you come back, you can always get it. All right. So thank you everyone. We'll have to go. Come prepared tomorrow. 6:40 class have started. I hope you got a little bit of value tonight. Is that true? Did you learn anything, no matter how small, tonight? Okay, yeah. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you. All right, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Okay, so please do have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Go and practice. Don't stress yourself. I'm not asking for too much. Just practice what we've done. Go back now and watch the YouTube. I don't know if they'll bring it down, but go and watch it. Even if you have to play it and sleep off, just play it and sleep off. That's fine. So go and watch it on YouTube now. The recording will also be available. The recording will be available. So I'm stopping the recording now. So it will so that once they are done, they will let me know. So please go check it out. Go check it out. So that, and then practice. I beg you, don't complain, you don't have a laptop, blah, blah, blah. Tomorrow you can look out for someone who just has a laptop you can borrow in the house or in the neighborhood and spend 1 hour or 2 hours and practice these things, okay? So you can be able to know. So thank you, everyone. Please let us appreciate everyone that presented today. Cheers. Cheers to you guys, did amazing. You guys did amazing. Okay. Congratulations, well done. And of course, let us appreciate Summer Queen for the amazing, amazing job she's doing. Trust me, it's priceless. All right, so let's appreciate Summer Queen and Thela. Thank you. Big, big, big thank you for, yeah. Thank you. All right, so let's do have a wonderful evening, okay? So Summer Queen, you'll be able to announce those that will be presenting tomorrow, yeah? As usual.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, we are counting on you. So thank you. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Do have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.